Well, here we go. We've already explained what straight line depreciation is and how to calculate it using a spreadsheet. What we want to do in this instance is give you an example of a more accelerated method of depreciation. In this case, we're going to use and calculate double declining balance. Double declining balance is twice the rate of straight line depreciation. Okay, so that should give you a little bit of a basis on how to calculate it, but we're going to show you exactly using the same asset that we did before, and you'll see that we deplete or devalue this asset with depreciation quicker in the initial phase of the depreciation itself or the life of the asset. So here we go. We're going to show you how that goes. We've got the same asset, $60,000 cost or purchase price. We've got a salvage value of $10,000, useful life of 5, and then the straight line method, we would calculate 10,000 equal depreciation per year at a rate of 20%. Okay, that's the important part. The one thing I'll emphasize right now and at the end of this video is that you cannot, and I mean cannot, depreciate below the salvage value. In this case, it's $10,000, so do not, and I'll show you how to fix that if it happens to calculate below that within your table. But anyway, do not depreciate below the salvage value. In this case, it's $10,000. Let's get started. Okay, since it's double declining balance, and the straight line rate is 20% that we calculated before, all we have to do, we're over here in F2, is calculate the double rate, which is 20% using cell referencing again. No, we will not count your spreadsheets if you do not use cell referencing. Okay, so we grab the 20% from E2 and we multiply it, which is the asterisk key times 2, and we get 40%. Again, I had already, through this right here, formatted that to be a percentage. Okay. The other part of it I had also done is I had it first appeared like that with 2 decimal places. Well, just so it looks nice, I took the 2 decimal places off of there and gave it a nice slick look to it as far as the formatting goes. And you need to do that as well so that your spreadsheets look good and are more viewable. Okay, now let's get into the double declining balance. The beginning book value again is going to be the beginning value, your purchase price or cost, minus your accumulated depreciation. In the beginning of the life of the asset, it starts out as the original cost or purchase price, which is $60,000. Let's go up there and grab that $60,000 right there. Hit return, we get the 60 there. Now we have to figure out what the annual depreciation is. Here's a little bit of a difference when we use the declining balance method of depreciation is we use the full cost. We don't use the difference between the cost and the salvage value like we did in the straight line example. We're going to use the full 60,000 when we use that, okay? So it's going to be the 60,000, the purchase price times the rate of 40%. So again, start out our equation or calculation with an equal sign. We cell reference the 60,000 and we're going to multiply that times the rate, which is 40%. Now, in order to use my copy, I'm also going to absolute that with the dollar signs. Whoops. That should be F2. Okay. Function F4. Okay. So that I'll be able to do that. The first year's depreciation, as you can see, is $24,000, which is considerably higher than the straight line depreciation of $10,000 per year. Now this would be very typical on something, for example, like a new pickup. where you drive it off the lot and the value of that asset declines rapidly, or it, as my old dad used to say, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it's worth a lot less. And that's the case with a lot of assets that we buy that are especially that are brand new. So the ending book value, again, let's calculate that. It's going to be the beginning book value minus the annual depreciation right there. Okay? All right. Now we're going to year 2. The beginning book value is simply the ending book value of the year, or the prior period in this case. Okay, so we're going to cell reference that one right there. That's our beginning value, our book value for that particular asset. Now the annual depreciation is going to be our 40% times the beginning book value. Now all I have to do there, since I've cell-referenced things, is copy it down just like that. Okay, so I should be able to use the copy again right here, and I'd get a value of 21,600 at the ending as an ending book value. This makes it really, really easy. All I have to do is highlight those 3 cells, and then I can bring it down to the 5th year, copy it down. Now, if you were paying attention at the beginning of this video, I said one thing that you have to do with this method of depreciation, or you can't do, and that is you cannot depreciate it down lower. The book value cannot be any lower than the actual salvage value. In this case, it's $10,000. So we've got a problem here. And in fact, in the last year, we have it down to $4,665.60. So we've got a problem there. And in year 4, we actually do that as well. We have it is less than $10,000. At the end of its useful life, this asset has to have a salvage value, or book value has to equal salvage value. So in this case, we're going to have to step in and change this table so that it reflects that. Okay, and I can recognize that right here and in year 3, we've got the difference between the assets book value of $12,960 and the salvage value is $2,960. That's all the depreciation that we can take for the rest of the life of that asset. Okay, so that's really, really important. So all we can do in the next year is actually take that, and that will be our annual depreciation. It'll be $2,960. We're just going to actually plug that in there to that particular cell. And if you see, we have 10,000 here, right? So that's correct. We can't deplete it any further than 10,000. Salvage cannot be, or the book value cannot be below the actual salvage value. So we've got a problem in our 5th year here. And in fact, what we will have to do in this case is deplete or depreciate by 0 the last year. And if I change that particular cell to a 0, we actually stay at a book value of $10,000 for that asset. You'll notice that we end up that way. Okay, so that's how we would actually deplete it. Now, what I want to do here, of course, is come up here and I can put a currency format on that, and that's all there is to double declining balance. This is an easy example of it, just so that the ones that we give you are going to be a little bit more complex, but the concept is all the same. And these percentages may be a little bit different as well, the rates. but you'll use the same kind of calculations as you go along. So good luck with that. If you have any questions, let Mr. Reagan or myself know, and we'll be glad to help you out on that as well. So good luck to you.